Welcome to Cyber Friday. We got all types of things not working here. Welcome to ATI Pro Media. My name's Tommy Grisafi. We are powered by Advanced Trading. We have an action-packed show. We're running on half a battery here. Part of my equipment's working, part of mine's not. Talked and text to clients this morning. We have all types of good folks stuck at airports, internally through banking and airlines and a whole bunch of things you just didn't realize the robots have taken over. Is it a good thing or a bad thing for the markets? Let's see if JoJo is a real person and can take us to LaSalle Street. D's corn up 4, SEP soybeans up 6, no beans up 3.5, meal up a tick, soybean oil up 68, wheat. Ring the bell. Board of Trade wheat up 17, KC up 13, hard red spring up 14, live cattle up 40. That's in the August contract. Feeders down 140. Brady Huck's going to do a ATI Pro Media Premium Edition this afternoon. We'll get that out to paying clients and, of course, customers of B. Huck and the ATI Pro Media crew. Wish you would subscribe, but hey, that's okay if you don't. We'll have to. You'll have to get it from a friend. You'll have to ask them, can you send that to me? Can you send that to me? Speaking of sending it to you, gold, take it to Wall Street, down 50, silver, down $1, 2s, 5s, 10s, 30s, all down. That means rates are going up. Crude oil down 30, natural gas down 40, Dow Jones down 200, about 175. Let's not exaggerate. NASDAQ all over the board was up shortly before hitting play. Now down a little. S&P down 3. Pretty mild day. Bitcoin not down at all. Up 1,700. I can't log into several of my bank accounts. I went to get gas this morning. I couldn't do that either at a certain gas station. Kind of makes you think maybe it's a good idea for a guy or a gal to keep a little cash around the house in case we got to kick it old school and not be using all those plastic chips. Well, I know a guy who's not a robot. Welcome into the show, Connor B. What's going on, buddy?
Not much. I'm here. Compute no IT issues. We just got a message from IT and says all critical servers are up and running for advanced trading. So good deal, but not so much for the rest of the world. Let's list the big one that's down, Tommy, is going to be the airlines. I guess Microsoft, right? If you see on Twitter what's trending, it's the blue screen of death. Other one in our world, a lot of grain elevators. We saw something that certain grain elevators aren't able to take grain as of this morning just because they're seeing their servers down. So I'm seeing it called the biggest IT outage in history. Really puts it in perspective how fragile our infrastructure is, right? When we see it's not a cybersecurity hack. It was just a rollout by CrowdStrike that didn't go right, and we're seeing this many outages. So unbelievable. Great start to the Friday, huh?
Yeah, do a little Googling on CrowdStrike people. There's even a couple documentaries on how influential they can be in many aspects. The conspiracy world is wild this morning. Don't even want to talk about it. I was up late watching the speech. It's supposed to be a 55-minute speech. Went 90 minutes. I think he pulled a little Tommy G and added a little lib there. But you could definitely see when he was off the rails. And that's fine. It is what it is. I look forward to watching the Democratic National Convention and seeing the vibe, we'll call it. What's the vibe? I did have a friend who was over who I don't think was a big supporter of Trump. And halfway through the speech, he said he was tired and was going home. So, hey, can't make them all happy. One thing I do like that he said was, I'm not looking for 50% of the vote. I'm looking for all the vote. We need unity and everything else. Interesting to hear him talk about, number one, did you watch any of the speech, Connor? I know you have little kids and go to bed early.
Yeah, and we skipped nap time, so bedtime was earlier. So no, I didn't watch any of it. I caught the highlights.
You skip nap time or the kids skip nap time?
The kids skip nap time.
Very good. All right. Don't forget, tell your bride we do need help in our front berm. We did lose a tree. We will rebuild, and we do need some landscaping tips there. Affordable landscaping tips. I'm going to pull a Connor B and go to Home Depot or one of the places and fill in that spot. Mother Nature's large and in charge, I'll tell you. But we do have an up market, and we have some news. We have sales. I know you brought a good chart to the show. Talk about this.
So another soybean sale, cake and meal, right? On the backs. Yesterday, we saw a bit. it wasn't a record, but it was a big soybean export sale. So we're seeing it again. So the question, right, if you want to be a bull in this market, it'd be really nice to start seeing some export sales, right? Hopefully, the hope is low prices cure low prices, and we start seeing some buyers. I pulled this up just, I wanted to check in, look at it, Chinese soybean buying. So this ends August 1st, but as you can see, we really flatline as we go through. So if we're looking for for China to step in and start really buying, it's probably not going to be in the next 30 days, Tommy. We're probably looking for, 2020 was a big one where they stepped in later. It's probably going to be right before harvest if we see some big China
Go
buying.
full screen on me real quick, Jojo. Hey, I got it. Connor B, you got anything open? You're coming in and out a little bit, but that's okay. You got any browsers open or anything else? I know. Hey, tell us, we could still hear you. Tell us about your high-speed fiber at your home real quick as you search for anything you need to shut off.
Yeah, I'm going to multitask here, but
Yeah.
Fiber's not in the office, but I do have it in my home, and it's real good. I have a good friend that's into the IT stuff, so I've got like 3 routers in my old house, Tommy.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like my phone gets like 400 gigabyte, and then my computer's like right at a gig. So it is
Oh, my God.
crazy
Do you
fast. I have
hardwire it or are
to
you going wireless or a little of both?
computer's hardwired.
Yeah. I still hardwire stuff here in the basement here. We had Cat 5 run throughout the house 15 years ago, which now there's Cat 5e, Cat 6e fiber. But from here to where that internet is in the closet, Cat 5's working fine. Such a difference to be wired versus not wired. Just little things that we notice. You look great. You sound great. Real quick. Hey, just real quick, if you're out there watching, we appreciate all of you. I've had the most interesting calls and texts lately. I haven't been able to tell you, Brady, Rick, Joe, anything, but phone's been blown up. Yesterday, I told people, if there's something you like, we're doing, give us a call. If there's something you don't like, there's more you want to see in premium, tell us. But for the free show, if you missed an episode, here's how you catch us. We need your help. We need you to like and subscribe. Drop a comment on Apple and Spotify, watch an episode, listen to episode in that case, and like it really helps us so much. I'll be traveling next week. I'm going to be traveling a lot the next few weeks, but I will have the privilege of speaking with our partners out there at Ag PhD out there in South Dakota. And so real quick, this is just how people watch us on several places that we're at.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to watch more episodes, you can find us on YouTube, Acres TV, or you can listen to us on Apple or Spotify.
All right, that's Gina G.
Good deal.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. Yes, sir.
Tommy, just looking at the markets, we're talking about this big server outage, right? We got corn up 4, beans up 7, or beans up, no, new crop beans up 5. Do you think there's a little less players in right now? It's Friday. We're seeing a lot of the blue screen of death, right? A lot of computers are down. Your computer was down this morning. Are we seeing light volume?
Yeah, my advanced trading computer was down. My personal computers.
Your backup, your 7 backup computers.
My 7 backup computers are working fine, and my 3 wireless things. So there's something very important to understand: is that many grain elevators are affected, and I believe it was my coworker Kurt Struber who put out that beautiful email saying that some elevators were down. Now, with that, what do elevators do? They are sellers. So a lot of those sell orders could be missing. What's the easiest path of least resistance right now? We know the funds are record short, hands out, but if the funds aren't selling, who's the natural seller? The farmer. They're not there right now for so many reasons. They could be having problems with their internet and computers. They could be having problems with the people they're communicating this to. The record keeping system that keeps track of all this stuff could be down. So yes, great point. Didn't think of it, but the path of least resistance definitely up. This may be a great opportunity to place some orders. I have been very clear on this show, on Scott the Cow Guy, on RFD TV Market Day Report, and Michelle Rook and U.S. Farm Report, that it would not surprise me at all to see a quick 30-cent rally in corn, 40, 50-cent rally in wheat and beans. And that's because we're in a bear market, and bear markets have vicious short covering rallies. Speaking of vicious, I understand that the VIX is at 2-month highs in the stock market. Talk about that, Connor.
Yeah, I just saw it from our friend PJ put it on about how we're seeing that, right? You've been real good about keeping the Pro Media subscribers informed of what the Dow's doing, right? and we're seeing
versus the
some halt.
NASDAQ. Right.
Yeah, Dow, NASDAQ, right? Just keeping it involved, right? We're a commodity show. We got to make sure we're paying attention to the stock market. And so, to me, Tommy, given the time period, given the news headlines, right? I guess it should come to no surprise that we're seeing that volatility index tick up, just with all the uncertainty, right? Are we going to have a new Democratic candidate running? Is Biden going to make it through? Just a lot of uncertainty in the market, even outside the commodity space.
Yeah. Interesting times in America, and they will stay interesting no matter what happens. There's a lot of uncertainty going in this weekend from a safety point. Always, every weekend's like that. If you ever go to a ball game or a concert, you're worried about safety ever since pretty much, I'd say, 9/11. Obviously, there's other bad things that have happened. With that, there's also a health concerns for elected officials, young and old, right? And they say this weekend, in particular Sunday, could be a major announcement. If there is big news over the weekend, I'll go live. It's very easy for me to do, and we'll talk about it, and we'll talk about its effect on the markets. If you there's a lot of things that are going to happen the next 100 days, and then the first 100 days. So we have the next 100 days to the election, and then we'll have the inauguration. Then the first 100 days, dramatic changes happen. Be interesting because it's leaning towards that. It's not going to be President Joe Biden. Why don't you go full screen, Connor B? I do want to pull up Predict It. I haven't looked at it this morning, and go ahead and chat. Maybe people can ask us some questions.
Yeah, well, the one thing we didn't talk about, Tommy, is we've got cattle on feed report out this afternoon. So make sure you got that on your calendar. Tommy, reschedule that pedicure, right? You're going to be busy this afternoon. We got our very own Brady Huck. I think he's going to go live, or he's going to do the premium, looking at those numbers, right? He's our cattle expert. And then also he can give us a quick update on LRP. And so, Tommy, on LRP, right? We had was that a June or July deadline where they were going to revise about being able to lock in LRP after that cattle on feed report? Is that ship sailed?
I think it sailed. Brady, he's not there, but I believe, and someone could call us, text us, let us know that was the last time that was going to be like that, which is interesting. All right, let's look at Predict It Real here. Kamala Harris, 58-cent bid. Joe Biden, 20-cent bid.
Wow.
Gretchen Whitmer, 12-cent bid. I don't know much about her. We do know Gavin, and we do know Michelle Obama. Josh Shapiro, no clue. Hillary Clinton, of course, we know Pete Buttigieg, former mayor of South Bend, very familiar with Pete, and also very high up in the Biden administration. So
Camilla's almost double. Wow.
Yeah, let's look at the presidency real quick.
Double.
Just the overall who they think will win the presidency. This one blows my mind. President Trump, 62-cent bid. A lot of things can change the next 100 days. Kamala, 28-cent bid. Joe Biden, 11-cent bid. Interesting. If you like Predict It and you go like to the last 24 hours, you could really see how things change. But if you want to see what happened here, I believe this blue line is Harris, how she went up, and this red line is President Joseph Biden going down.
What was the day? What was the day that switched, Tommy? I can't.
July 17th. Yeah, July 17th. Yeah, and I remember someone texted me and said, hey, looks like something's brewing. Take a look what just happened in the markets, and definitely have a large effect on the markets, and it'll have a large effect on everything. Anyway,
I got a quick question.
Yes,
on this Predict It. Can you go back historically? Could we
like 30 days, 90 days?
No. I'm thinking 8 years ago. I want to see 2016 what the predictions were.
Look at this. They even have candle charts. You believe that? Oh,
amazing.
So you want to know how it worked in 2016?
I wanted to see where we were squared away before.
I remember what it was the day of the election. It was like Trump 2-cent bid, Hillary Clinton 98-cent bid. So like to say things can change is the understatement of the world. You know, I literally remember leaving my house. It was election day. I'm like, well, this election's done. We know the winner. It's Hillary Clinton. And I was driving to North Dakota, and something changed where the S&P went from like up 10 to instantly down 40. And then the stock market went limit down. And I stopped at a McDonald's in Wisconsin. And I whipped up the laptop in the hotspot and started trading. And it was so chaotic. It was gold. I don't remember which way it was. I feel like it went up $90. But I remember selling gold up 70, and all of a sudden it was up 90, and everything was running wild. Our friend Don Wick called me at 1 I left McDonald's when I was asked to leave. Like a true vagrant, and I drove to North Dakota, and my phone started ringing with people we do business with who wanted "Are you up?" I said, "Yeah, I'm up." And can you give a comment? Right? I do notice this, Connor. People are very scared in the media to talk about politics, and being that my primary source of income is through being a commodity broker and a commodity trader, I'm not scared because if one person cancels me, I probably wasn't doing business with those people anyway. And I challenge anyone to call us and I can make a cup of coffee and we could talk civilly. And if you can't talk civilly, well then I don't know. I'm surprised you're still watching us. And regardless, like I've never said how I'm going to vote locally, regionally, nationally. And it's interesting. But I do know people who make their living exclusively through media are scared out of their mind to talk politics because their boss, the one who signs their check, has a different political view uh, than they do. And I do believe you and I are 100% commission brokers. Is that true?
That is 100% true. Ring the
Continue
bell.
with the show.
Hey, Brady Huck chimed in, gave us a little color. No LRP for cattle on feed report today. So that ship sailed. I thought it was June, July. I think it was June actually. So that no longer. That was a good benefit, but it kind of makes sense they amended that too. So
A good Benny. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things happening. Any questions, comments, peanut gallery? Let's get out of here. I got people to call. Actually, my advanced trading, give a big shout out to Advanced Trading Infotech. They're doing great. They are waiting for me to get off the stream to help me with the ATI computer. We have several ways of communicating. Of course, we have our recorded digital cell phones. We have our landline recorded desk. We have email. Everything's working. There could be a problem with banking, and I do believe they'll have that fixed by the end of the day. And that makes people nervous. When people can't access their money, people get pissed. And so it makes
Absolutely.
people think, wait a second, what if this was not just today? It was a few days. And it brings up bad memories from the past when things have went wrong in any industry. I think of It's a Wonderful Life. And
Hey,
Rick, look at me. Was it Potter who handed out the money in the cage, Mr.
yeah,
Potter? He
Potter.
doesn't. Yeah, Rick doesn't know. He's never watched the movie. And what's
Hey, you want to talk about banking and a test
Yes, sir.
and a
Oh, you're in
reminder
a
that
bank.
things went
You're
bad?
in a bank.
Just
Yeah.
stop by my office in Assumption. It's a bank that closed its doors in the 20s after
Yeah.
the Great Depression. So I never forget that fact, Tommy.
All right. Any questions, comments, peanut gallery, anything we forgot? Of course, if premium content yesterday was Mr. Jesse Allen. He's fresh out of DC, met with a lot of the corn growers and stuff like that. Really interesting perspective. He touched a little bit on politics very gracefully. I liked that he wasn't afraid to talk about that. Jesse's a great asset. Of course, if you enjoy content like this, check him out on Market Talk. And then, of course, he is the host of AOA. I believe that's American on Agriculture. This morning, we had Mick Care busting out a weather report. I asked Mick how the weather looked for me. Just thinking about myself there, going out to South Dakota, the Hefty Boys having their annual field day, close to 10,000 people coming to an outdoor event. I will be speaking early in the morning, delivering the good news about markets. Maybe we're turning up by then, and we'll be on day 4 or 5 of a vicious rally. Yes, Mr. Potter. Yes, we just had producer Rick. He's given the Mr. Potter. Well, you remember Mr. Potter was handing out the money. He said, "What do you just need for today?"
Well, he was giving them 70 cents on the dollar, Tommy.
Oh, is that what happened?
Mr. Potter's the villain. You're thinking of
I'm sorry.
George Bailey.
George
Was
Bailey.
the star. He
Dear
was the one.
Lord.
He was keeping. Come on, that's my favorite Christmas movie. Of all
Mr.
time.
Potter was the rat.
He was. He was the bad guy. He was scamming everyone. So
Well, it is a wonderful life. Let's bring questions, comments, and get out of here. I actually do have a day job. Yes, sir.
Yep. Only question we had is Mr. Brady Huck. So let's wrap it up, Tommy.
Oh, let's wrap it up. All right. Closing thoughts from Gina G. She's going to thank you for being here. And with that, we will see you. Might be Sunday night with some breaking news. Want to sign up for ATI Pro Media Premium? Go to ATIPromedia.com. I forgot. I'm pulling a Connor B, and that's never a good thing. Do not
Pulling a
appreciate you
Connor
telling everyone
B.
about
Okay.
the pedicure. Telling everyone
Okay.
about the pedicure. Just rats.
You
everywhere.
think you can mention a pedicure before the show, and I'm not going to say it?
I'm getting my nails painted black. I'm gonna go goth, and I will. I'll have a picture of it. So, what I do is my business, and no one could say anything because they'll get in a lot of trouble for doing it. See you. Bye.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.